Hi, we'd call this part 2, I guess. Got these little clay carving tools, and this has been about 2 hours, 2 to 2.5 hours drying. So in theory it shouldn't be too dry, but it's actually quite a hard surface already. This is the number game. So all I'm going to do to start with, what tends to happen with these products is the surface becomes quite smooth, and also will reject any colours we put on it afterwards. So I'm just going to make those marks a little bit more obvious before I go any further. This brush needs to be dry really, but it's not very dry. It's been stuck with water, but I'll just get rid of some of this off the surface. And you can already see there a bit of the number is trying to come out. And this is only the single colour I put in the product when it was being mixed. So these little things come in. Have a serrated edge and a flat edge. You can see that there a bit better. So what I'm going to do now, as I'm going along, just cut that. This is actually brilliant. I have to admit, this I'm loving this bit. That looks like that's the 0, so I'm going to turn it over because it's supposed to be number 20, not number. Let's see what's better. So again, I'm just taking off quite a lot of the surface just to make it a bit more rock looking. So I'm definitely going to finish this off and do the sides as well. You could do this straight on a wall. If this was somebody's house, you could, obviously order the numbers and then talk about having different colours available and things like that maybe. But I'm pretty sure black or white would be enough, or maybe grey for some of these modern colours. So apart from the obvious, the number itself, I'm just going to take out a little bit of this extra stuff. And then when I put more colour onto that in a minute, that's going to look like a bit more like a piece of stone, a piece of rock. As long as I don't forget that underneath this is the bead, I'm pretty sure that's going to work out reasonable. The only thing I did do, which I didn't mean to, was I used all the colour. So I'm going to just finish that off like that. And I'm not going to do the stripping off. You strip off the red bit. I'm not going to do that until I just finish the colouring, because that means I don't stain the actual plastic it's made of. So I'm just going to stop you there for a second. Yeah, so I'm just going back. I just got a little bit of liquid brown, so it's quite a dark colour this, so I don't want to go too much with it. So I'm just going to almost a dry brush. Yep. And that then that's enough, that's plenty. So I've just cleaned the brush, get some of the brown off it. Just going to spread that out a little bit now. This is just a practice one anyway, so I do like the idea of these things. I suppose you could go the whole hog and do letters and words and 21A or something like that. 20A, 20B. So that's going to, all these colours I put on are quite strong to start with, and then obviously we expect them to fade back a little bit as time goes on. I suppose we could just get this other tool here, which is a bit sharper. Again, this is onto bare polystyrene, which is not the ideal, because I really needed to do it as a primed area first. Right, that'll do. And what I'm going to do now is just try and see how easy it is to get these peelings off. I've got no idea because I've not done it before. Well, it's certainly well stuck on this bit, it ain't going anywhere. It's, you ain't going to lose it. It's hard. Maybe that's something that's supposed to be like that, but it is quite difficult to shift. It's one of those things, I'm not quite sure how stiff it has to be, but how sticky it has to be. That seems to be quite difficult to get off. Yeah, that's not easy. I don't want to damage the stone because it's still not quite dry yet. Imagine if you're doing it on render, you've got an overnight scratch. Maybe it comes off a bit easier, I don't know. But to me, that's a little. I know it has to be quite stuck quite well, so it doesn't come off while it gets wet. But to me, that's a little bit OTT. That takes some serious getting off that. Right, stop there for a second. Right, and for a couple of, just a little flat screwdriver to try and get this off a little bit easier. No, that is actually quite hard. That peels off allegedly, but I must admit that isn't easy to get off. Certainly it's not coming off in one piece, that's for certain. As far as I can get, the only issue is with this now is whether no, it's not too bad. Once you get going, it's not bad. It's like anything that's sticky tape, I suppose. But yeah, it's a bit difficult to just peel. I thought it'd just come off in one fell swoop, but it's not going to be. That's coming now. It is cold today, so it might not help. You know, PVC's like with cold weather. That just doesn't want to come off in one fell swoop. I'm a bit worried about scratching the plastic now, because the last thing I want to do is. Yeah, that's okay. It's coming off in bits. So I don't think it's helping with it being out of the sunshine.